Hello, Vanya. Could you get divorced with my Gino for me?
Huh? Who is this even? And why do you want me to get divorced with my husband?
My Gino. You know who this is just by those words, right?
Is this Laura? Gino's previous wife? Gino told me about you. Wait, how did you even get my contact information?
Yes. So you do know me after all. It's not important how I got your contact information. You see, it's already been decided that me and Gino are going to get married again. Well, that's the situation, I guess, so hurry up and get divorced with him for me, will you?
Does this mean that even though Gino was already married with me, he got back together with you behind my back?
Yep. Which is why I need you to get divorced with him, all right?
You say that so easily, but this is the first time I'm hearing anything about this. I don't even know what you look like, Laura, which means that I don't know if you're actually Gino's ex-wife either.
Oh, so you're not going to believe me?
I mean, think about it. No one's going to divorce their husband based on what some random person told them by text. Besides, I heard that Gino and his ex-wife got divorced because she cheated on him multiple times. Why would he want to get back together with someone like that anyways?
Ah, so that's what's bothering you.
Is any part of what I said not true?
You see, when me and Gino were married, he would always tell me that he never wanted to get divorced with me. Probably because he fell for my high-level techniques. He never wanted to get divorced with me in the first place, but his parents, on the other hand, both of them were pretty serious people, and they were probably concerned about how it would affect their image if their son's wife kept cheating on him. Which is why they told Gino to get divorced with me, a wife that keeps cheating, and make me pay him an alimony.
Well, I guess that's how a normal person would react. But Gino himself never mentioned anything about this, although, if what you're saying is true, I understand why he never told me.
That's not it, though. You see, at the time, I was currently dating a CEO who ran his own company, and he kept telling me he wanted to marry me. I wanted to get divorced with Gino soon, who only had an average salary anyways. So it was the perfect timing his parents made him divorce me.
Is that so? I'll try to figure out whether what you're telling me is the truth, but thanks for giving me all this information.
Huh? What even is that? You're not even going to act surprised that your husband just got stolen from you?
To be honest, I am a bit shocked, but it's not like I know for sure yet. Like I said, I'm not about to believe what some random person I've never met says to me by text. While we're at it, though, I have one more question for you. It's about 6 years ago that you got divorced with Gino, right?
Yep. It's already been 6 years, huh? How time flies.
I see. You divorced him because he had only an average salary, right? Why are you suddenly trying to get back together with him 6 years later then?
What? You seriously can't guess for yourself? It's because Gino became rich. Of course I want to get back together with him now.
What? Gino became rich? Where did you get that information?
There's no point trying to hide it to me, because I already know. I heard from an acquaintance of mine that my father-in-law, Gino's father that is, quit his job as an office worker and started his own company around 5 years ago. Not only that, but I heard that Gino inherited his father's company 1 year ago, and the company's been growing rapidly ever since.
I see. Please tell me more.
What I'm trying to say is that Gino's now the second CEO of the company his father founded, and a rapidly growing company at that, meaning that he's rich. You see, the Gino I knew never earned that much money, but he was handsome, so I forgave him for it. It was truly his only flaw. I always thought to myself, if only he was rich on top of everything else, then he would be the perfect husband. And apparently my wish came true.
I'm going to ask you directly. This means that you stole him from me because you were after his money, right?
Yep. I don't care what you say. Gino's mine now. I mean, I had always thought to myself that I would get back together with him if he ever became rich. So hurry up and give him back to me, all right? Oh, and Gino's going to pay for the alimony or whatever, so hurry up and get divorced with him, all right? Vanya, did you still not get divorced with Gino? You said that you were going to ask Gino whether what I was telling you was true, but shouldn't that be over by now? I really don't think this is that complicated, you know.
Hello, Laura. I asked Gino about it, and he admitted to cheating on me, but...
You see? Now that you're done, hurry up and get divorced with him. Or is it that you're just stalling?
Sorry, but it's really not that simple. And no, I'm not stalling.
What do you mean this isn't that simple? Your husband cheated on you and wants to get back together with me. Which means that I need you to get divorced with him as soon as possible. What could be more simple than that?
You see, if me and Gino are going to get divorced, it's going to affect the business at the company at least a little. I'm currently in the process of talking to him about what to do about it, and I invited his father to join our discussion.
Huh? So that's why it's taking so long? Ugh! This sounds like it's going to take a long time.
Yep. You see, it's probably a lot more complicated than you think.
Oh, that reminds me. You work at the same company as Gino, right?
Well, yes.
Is that so? Well, I get what you're trying to say. It'll be difficult for you to remain at the company after you get divorced with Gino, right? None of this has anything to do with me, though. But still, it is kind of entertaining, I will admit. Not only did I steal your husband from you, but I also made you lose your job. That's kind of hilarious. I'm such a naughty woman.
That's not really what I was talking about when I said it was a lot more complicated than you think.
Whatever, just hurry up and get divorced with him. I'm going to give you one more week, huh? Hey, answer my calls! Vanya! I haven't been able to contact Gino at all recently. Do you know anything about this? This was your doing, wasn't it? You know something, right?
Sorry, I didn't see your texts until now.
Finally, you replied.
Yes, I was still at work. Let me see. You can't contact Gino or something?
You know something about this, don't you? Don't tell me, but you aren't keeping him locked up in your home and monitoring him because you don't want to get divorced with him or something, are you?
It's not me that's keeping him locked up in his house and monitoring him, but what you're saying is mostly correct.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about?
It's not me who's monitoring him, but his parents. Gino's parents, that is.
Damn it. I knew this smelled like trouble. Hey, couldn't you have told his parents about it right after you two got divorced or something? Seriously, why'd you have to go and make things difficult for me? I mean, it's not like the company's going to collapse or something just because you're going to quit, you know? You ever heard the phrase, anyone could take your place?
Well, I'm sorry to say this, but there aren't any replacements for me at the present moment.
Huh? You think too much of yourself.
Anyways, Laura, I have some questions for you myself. You work at S Corporations, right?
Oh yeah, I just joined that company half a year ago. Well, I'm going to be the wife of a CEO soon, so I'm going to quit though. From now on, I'm going to live a life of luxury, and I'll never have to work a day in my life again. Wait, hold on. How do you know I work at S Corporations? Did you seriously hire an investigation on me or something?
No. Gino told me about it. Anyways, if you do work at S Corporations, then you must know the tea trading company, right?
Of course I do. That's Gino's company.
Do you know that the tea trading company is a business partner of S Corporations, the place you work at?
Of course I know. I mean, that's how I got reunited with Gino in the first place. I went to visit the office of tea trading company with my manager, and that's where fate brought us together again. What's with all these weird questions anyways, huh?
Is that so? What you've told me right now is almost completely consistent with what Gino told me. Thank you for your cooperation.
And you're going to get divorced with him, right? If you don't get divorced with him soon, I can't become the wife of a CEO like I intend to, you know?
While I am going to eventually get divorced with Gino, I don't really think you're going to be that excited once I do. You say that you know the tea trading company, but you're seriously still talking about becoming the wife of the CEO?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Laura, have you not noticed yet?
What haven't I noticed? That you're even more of a hassle than I initially thought?
No. I'm going to ask you one more time, just in case. Who is the CEO of the tea trading company?
Gino is.
I see. This is just...
Huh? What are you even talking about, Vanya? Stop trying to act all calm and tough. You're the loser, so just accept it and give up. Gino's mine now, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, you can do whatever you want with Gino after I get divorced with him, as long as you pay me the alimony I'm going to be asking of you. But I have something to tell you that might shock you. The CEO of the trading company isn't Gino.
Huh? But his father was the founder, and Gino's his only son, right? What do you mean he isn't the CEO?
It's one of your company's business partners, right? You really should at least know who the CEO is.
Oh my god! Are you seriously not going to give up yet? Gino's father founded that company, so of course his only son, Gino, inherited it after he resigned from his position as the CEO. Do I really need to explain that to you? Just because you don't want to give up your position as the CEO's wife doesn't mean you can lie and try to scare me like this, you know? You're even more pathetic than I thought, Vanya. Although I do understand why you don't want to let go of Gino.
Don't worry, you'll have him all to yourself soon enough. I've made my decision. You two are both getting fired.
Huh? Have you seriously gone crazy? What do you mean we're fired? Who are you, the queen or something? Hold on. What you told me yesterday was true? Gino isn't the CEO of Tea Trading Company? Not only that, but you're actually the CEO? Just what kind of dirty tricks did you do to get into that position? Hold on. Ew. You fucking pervert, Vanya. You seriously laid your hands on...
I am going to stop you right there before you say something extremely offensive. All I did was work hard as one of the company's employees. You see, in normal situations, my father-in-law would still be the CEO of the tea trading company. And there was also a period when he was planning on making Gino the next CEO, depending on whether he was fit for the job or not. But last year, my mother-in-law suddenly started getting hip pains and someone needed to take care of her. That's why my father-in-law decided to take a step back from his position at the company and take care of his wife instead. He's now on the board of directors and still sometimes visits the company.
Huh? But none of what you told me right now explains why you became the CEO and not Gino.
I told you that he was planning on making Gino the next CEO, depending on whether he was fit for the job or not, right? You see, Gino's father's training of Gino to become the next CEO was abruptly stopped because his father had to resign from his position to take care of his wife. Which is why he instead decided to find the next CEO from one of the other employees in the company. Someone who understood well how its internal and external affairs worked. I was already working as one of the company's executives, which is part of why Gino's father chose me to become the next CEO.
Huh? You were one of T Company's trading executives? But you're still in your early 30s, right? You were chosen for an executive position at that age?
Well, it's true that your current reaction isn't exactly an unusual one, but... You see, I worked under Gino's father at our previous company, which means that I was actually acquainted to Gino's father before I was acquainted to Gino himself. He asked me whether he wanted to join the new company he was going to found, and I agreed. Which means that I was one of T Trading Company's founding members. I was an executive at this company since it was founded, you see. That's also around when I started going out with Gino, since his mother introduced him to me soon after the company was founded. We got married a few months later.
Seriously? But Gino never told me any of this.
He never told you, or you never asked because you just assumed he was the CEO. Anyways, I think it would be better for you to think about what you're going to do about yourself from now on, rather than worrying about my past.
What? What are you trying to tell me? This can't be happening. I'm fired?
Oh, so you finally got word. By the way, Gino was also fired at T Trading Company.
What? Why? Don't tell me you got both of us fired just because he cheated on you, did you? Don't mix your private affairs with the office. Just because you're the CEO or whatever doesn't give you the right to do this to us.
It's not that I'm mixing my private affairs with the company's affairs. You two repeatedly used company cars to go on drive dates, right? Not only that, but you would often not come to work entirely and go to love hotels with said cars.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not only that, but you two would use the business trips our company set you up on as a sort of vacation multiple times, right?
I said I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that so? But we have evidence in the form of footage caught on cameras set inside the company cars, so it's no use trying to deny it.
There was proof? Damn it.
Oh, and this is going to be unrelated to the company's affairs, but I'm going to make you two pay me an alimony for adultery. I'll be contacting you about this through a lawyer at a later date.
Huh? Oh, that's right. You were going to make us pay an alimony, right?
Like I already said, Gino was already fired from his job, so I think it would be best if you consider that alimony as something that you yourself has to pay. As I don't think Gino has that much money in his bank account either.
Vanya, forgive me and don't make me pay an alimony. I'll give Gino back to you, so let's just forget that any of this ever happened.
Sorry, but I don't want him anymore. Like I promised, he's all yours now.
But there's no point anymore now that I know he's not the CEO. Not only that, but he's unemployed.
But weren't you the one who kept bugging me to get divorced with him so you could have him for yourself? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you, so goodbye. I'm going to be blocking this account, so please contact me through my lawyer from now on. After Gino and I got divorced, he immediately went to Laura's apartment as his parents also wouldn't let him live in their house. But apparently, Laura already had another boyfriend. And I don't think I need to tell you what followed after was quite a scene. Despite now knowing that Laura had another boyfriend, Gino had zero intention of breaking up with Laura. But since Laura doesn't find any value in men who don't have any money, she ultimately threw him out of her house as well. To get revenge for this, Gino told the wife of Laura's other boyfriend about how her husband was cheating on her. And because of this, Laura was forced to pay another alimony on top of the one she had to pay me. I have no idea how this happened, but apparently Gino managed to make Laura sign some marriage papers and he turned those into the city hall behind her back. The kind of willpower he must have had to bind Laura into marrying him by taking advantage of her crippling debt. If only he was this passionate about his work as well. Laura instinctively knew that she wouldn't be able to get away unharmed if she tried resisting Gino. And so it seems that she now spends every day shaking in fear while also constantly being reminded of all the money she had to pay off.
I'm going to be going on a business trip from tomorrow. Make sure that you pack my suitcase with everything that I'm going to need. If you forget even a single thing, we're going to have to get a divorce. Get to work, wife.
I'm really sorry, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that for you. Remember how I was telling you that I wasn't feeling well recently? I went to the hospital today to get checked out, and it turned out to be something serious. I had to be admitted to the hospital, and it looks like I'm going to be here for a while.
Are you serious? What's wrong with you? Did you really have to get sick right now? I kind of needed your help.
The doctor says that he wants to talk to you directly about my operation and our future. It's looking really bad, and I'm probably going to have to get an emergency surgery. The success rate for the surgery is quite low, and he needs to talk to you about that as well.
What are you talking about? These kind of things only happen in movies. I think that you're over-exaggerating things.
I'm serious about what I just told you. It's not a joke. I have to get back to the hospital soon, so do you think that you'd be able to leave work early? I want you to come with me to the hospital and talk to the doctor about all of this.
You want me to leave work today? You're kidding, right? You know how busy I am.
What do you mean? I really need you to come.
There's no way that I can go to the hospital today.
Why not?
Is whatever sickness you have affecting your brain? I just told you I'm busy. I'm going on a business trip tomorrow. Jeez. Why do I have to go all the way to the hospital for you? You can just go there yourself. Unlike you, I actually have a job. I'm busy working and I can't deal with your crap right now. I guess you wouldn't know how busy work is because you're just a housewife. This is one of those things that you should be sorting out yourself. Don't bother me with your problems.
Still, the doctor wants to talk to you about my surgery. I think that you should come, even if it means leaving your work to someone else. And remember, I only became a housewife because you asked me to.
Who cares if I asked you or not? It doesn't change the fact that you're an unemployed parasite that wouldn't have anything if I didn't give it to you.
You don't have to say it like that. That's so mean. If I do end up having to live at the hospital for a while, it affects all of us. Who is going to look after Kyle if I'm not home? The doctor says that he wants to discuss this with my entire family as it's going to affect us all.
Take him with you to the hospital then if you really want. Either way, I won't be able to go, so stop asking me.
Are you really that busy today? I'm about to have an emergency surgery. Don't you want to see me before I go in?
I said I'm too busy today. This is probably the busiest I've been all year. I have to get everything done today because I'm going abroad from tomorrow. There's just no way I'm going to have any time to go to the hospital today. This is your problem, so you need to solve it by yourself.
Do you really understand how serious the situation is? I might die if things go badly. How could you treat me like this?
Stop over-exaggerating things. You've watched way too many films. I'm sure you're going to be just fine. What's even wrong with you? It's definitely not something that I know how to treat, so there's no point asking me to come to the hospital. Can you not sort this out yourself?
If it wasn't so serious, I would deal with it myself. This time it's way too serious for me to handle alone. I don't know what to do. You're my husband and my family. I really want you to come with me to the hospital and support me. If you can, could you take the afternoon off and come to pick me up?
I can't take any more time off from work. I've already asked for a day off tomorrow.
Wait, what? I thought that you were going on a business trip from tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I am, but I also need some time to relax.
So you're going abroad for a work trip but taking a day off at the same time? Are you really going for work?
Shut up and stop asking me questions. You don't even work, so how would you know about what we do on work trips? Why are you talking to me in this tone? You do know that you're just a housewife, right? You shouldn't be talking so arrogantly. If I ditch you, then your life is over. Make sure that you understand the position that you're in.
I know that I rely on you a lot. I really don't want to have to ask you for help, but that's how serious this is. I really wish that you would just cancel your trip and help me out. I need to get my belongings together and head to the hospital, as it looks like I'm going to be living there for a while. I know that work is important, but I was hoping that you would prioritize my health this time. How long are you planning to be away for?
Don't you dare tell me what to do. My trip is meant to be 1 or 2 weeks long, depending on how things go.
What are we going to do about our son, Kyle? I'm going to be at the hospital for the entire time.
You're the housewife, aren't you?
But I just told you I'm going to be living at the hospital. Fine. I'll try to ask my mom to see if she can look after him.
You better not say bad things about me to her. This trip I'm going on is for work, so it can't be helped. And make sure that you prepare my suitcase with everything that I need.
I don't know if I'll be able to. I have to prepare my own things to go to the hospital.
You really are a selfish person, aren't you? Do you only care about yourself? Go ahead and just go to the hospital already. I really don't care anymore. You're so useless. Make sure you finish all the housework before you go, though. I also expect the house to be completely clean when I get back in a few weeks' time.
I'm really scared, Ryan. Like, I might not get out of this alive. That's how serious this is. Would you at least listen to what the doctor has to say? If not, I can try to explain to you. Could we talk about this tonight?
For Christ's sake! I told you I'm busy at work. I'm not going to get back till late at night. Make sure that you make preparations for my trip. Goodbye.
I'm going to the hospital to get a surgery.
I was about to miss my flight thanks to you. Why didn't you wake me up like you always do? That's what a housewife should be doing.
I'm sorry, but I did try to wake you up. I was pretty busy getting ready to go to the hospital and dropping Kyle off at my mom's place.
Stop making up excuses. I don't want to listen to any of your nonsense. I'm really busy, so I don't want you to waste my time like this. Anyway, do you really have to go to the hospital that badly? You better be out the hospital and back in the house by the time I get back from my trip.
I don't know when I'm getting back out. I have no idea if I'm even going to be able to ever get out the hospital now. I have my first emergency surgery tomorrow. Do you really have to go on this work trip? Do you have to be the one that goes? Can someone else not take your place and go instead?
Of course it has to be me. I'm the only one that's capable enough to go on this trip. Even if I wasn't on this trip, I still wouldn't be going to the hospital with you.
What? I don't understand.
Why should I use up my precious weekend off looking after you? I'm a very busy man, and I have a life outside of work too, you know. Unlike a housewife like you, I have places to go and things that I want to do. Stop wasting your time and mine and get the housework finished.
I'll make sure to contact you once my surgery is over.
No need for that. Keep your drama to yourself. If anything I really need to know happens, I'm sure the morgue will contact me. Are you done yet? I need to get back to work.
I can't believe how I'm being treated. I'm really sick, you know. Good luck with your work trip. I hope that it goes well.
I'm coming back the day after tomorrow. Make sure that the house is clean when I get back. I'm coming back from my trip tonight. Why are you ignoring me? Who the hell do you think you are? This is unacceptable. I'm your husband. Hurry up and reply to me. You don't have the authority to ignore my messages. What are you even doing right now? Are you still at the hospital? You've got to be at the hospital by now, right? I'm getting on my flight soon. You better have dinner prepared for me by the time I get back home. She passed away earlier today. Wait, what? Is today the last day of your vacation? What are you talking about? I didn't think you were the kind of person to try to prank me like this. It's not even funny. Did you think that I would fall for such an obvious lie? My name is Tom. I'm one of Mina's closest friends, and I've known her for around 30 years now. Tom, did we meet before? I guess we haven't talked since we met each other at your wedding. She passed away earlier today. How do you feel about your wife dying on the final day of your vacation? What are you talking about? What kind of joke is this? Did you really think that I would joke about something so serious? Everything that I just said is the truth. All of her friends and relatives have already arrived at the hospital. You're never going to be able to see her face ever again. You can't be serious. Stop trying to make me worried by making up this nonsense. This is taking things way too far for a joke. I really wish that this was all just a joke and that she would be alive right now. You're the one that took things too far. What are you trying to say? Like I said earlier, I'm one of her friends, but I'm also a lawyer. A lawyer? I was asked by her to become her lawyer for this case. I am contacting you on behalf of my client. You may not like it, but I took a look through all of the text history between you two. I really can't believe the things that you said to her, even though she was seriously sick. How could you treat her like that? You're so heartless. Is she really dead? Let's just clear that up first, okay? This is all really sudden. You can talk to your parents later if you want to know the details. They know everything that happened. There is no need for you to attend her funeral. Do not try to attend. You're not welcome. Why should I not be able to attend? I still don't believe that this is really happening. You're just joking. As I told you earlier, I would not joke about something so serious. You no longer have the right to attend her funeral. After all, you're just a stranger to her. What are you talking about? I'm her husband. Not anymore. Do you remember that you left divorce papers signed by you in your home? You kept on threatening her with those papers, didn't you? Well, we got those forms filled in by her, so you guys are now divorced. The house that you two lived in was in her name, so it is no longer your property at all. As for your personal belongings, your parents took them all and disposed of everything. You've got to be kidding me. What are you trying to say? I'm telling you that you no longer have a house and nowhere to come home to. You can't be serious. That house was my property. That house was bought with the money that she had saved up from working. She only quit her job and became a housewife because you forced her to. Ever since she became a housewife, you didn't give her any money at all. All you did was give her just enough to pay for your living expenses. You kept on lying to her about going on work trips and spent all the money on your vacations. That must have been a really fun life for you. Why the hell do you know about that? She was on the brink of death, but you weren't at the hospital. Your parents decided to contact your workplace to try and get in touch with you. They said that you weren't on a work trip at all. No way. They contacted my workplace without my permission. Why would they need your permission? Thanks to them, we managed to figure out what you were doing behind her back. Are you telling me that my company knows about this too? Yes, they do. You really were a trash husband right till the very last moment. Shut up! I'm not going to let you guys just steal my house. That's my house and I need that place to live. You better shut your mouth. Did you know that she tried her best to get along with you till her very last moment? Did she really? We all told her that it would be a waste, but she even wrote you a love letter. I really don't see why you deserve it, but it was her will, so I'm going to give it to you. Wait, she really wrote a letter for me before she died? She was such a kind person. Even till her very last moment, she blamed herself for your actions. Thanks to you, she had to suffer till the very moment that she died. It hurt so much just thinking about what she had to go through. It's not like I knew that this was going to happen. I wouldn't have treated her like I did if I knew she was dying. I only went on this vacation because I needed to release some stress. You really are such a selfish person. It's disgusting. By the way, all of her money and property is going to be given to Kyle. You guys are divorced now, so none of her belongings will be going to you. All of the divorce paperwork has been completed, and your divorce has been officially approved. I didn't approve any of that. Didn't you threaten her with a divorce many times in the past? All of the evidence for that can be found in the text messages that you sent her. You also filled in the divorce papers yourself. It doesn't matter if you filled it in to threaten her. It was still signed by you. It's already too late for you to nullify it. Well, then what's going to happen to Kyle? He's going to be coming with me, right? Not a chance. Her parents are going to take him in and raise him. As her lawyer, I'm going to do my best to make everything that she asked me to do come true. How is this happening to me? Are you guys really trying to take absolutely everything from me? After everything you did to her, I think you deserve much worse. You have no house to come back to now, and your parents are going to be cutting ties with you. You really don't have anyone left that you can depend on for help. I actually have a real job, so I don't need to depend on anyone to make a living. I'm not a dependent housewife like her. I don't need anyone else. Actually, I'm pretty sure that you're going to be unemployed very soon. Your workplace knows that you lied about being sick and took time off work so that you could go on vacation. Good luck finding another job after you have that on your record. They're going to fire me. I'm going to have to find another job. You can check with them directly if you really want to know. I hope that you do lose your job now. You deserve to lose everything after how you treated such a kind person. Her last wish before she passed away was for Kyle's happiness and successful future. Everything that she owned was given to him, and we are all going to do our best to support him so that her wish comes true. But what about me then? What am I meant to do from now on? I've lost my wife, so at least let me keep my son. I don't want to be completely alone. Give me back my house. Who do you guys think I am? You guys shouldn't be treating me like this. Do you really want to know what we think of you? We all think that you're a self-centered prick that should go and rot in hell. That's saying way too much. I think you should start your life from scratch. I'm going to make you lose absolutely everything. Don't you dare try to say anything or do anything to her family. Leave them all alone, you piece of trash.
Ever since getting married, Ryan threatened Mina every single day by saying that he didn't mind getting divorced from her. One day, she got very sick and had to go to the hospital. She asked him to come with her, but he refused as he told her that he had to go on a work trip. However, that was a lie, and he was actually going on a vacation by himself. On the very last day of the vacation, he received a text saying that she had passed away. He received a text from Tom, one of her closest friends. He was also her lawyer, and he told him that they were now divorced and that their house and all their property had been given to Kyle, their son. He had nowhere to go home to now, and his workplace had found out that he was lying about being sick and was actually on vacation. He was fired immediately, and his life was falling apart. After returning from his vacation, he realized that what Tom had told him had all been the truth. He had nowhere to go and realized that he had no idea what to do next. His parents came to give him the letter that she had written for him before she died. He was in tears reading the words of love that she had written for him even after all the horrible things that he did to her in the past. He finally started to realize what he had done and started to regret it all. It was too late for any of that. He had lost absolutely everything, and he had to start his life back from zero. Apparently, he cries himself to sleep every single night looking at photos of her from when she was still alive. If only he could have cared for her this much when she was still alive. Maybe her surgery would have succeeded if she had received the love and care that she deserved. Let's hope that he learns from all his mistakes and lives a life that benefits others instead of just himself.